Hello and welcome back, folks. Today, well, there was a weird climate as I was playing and realized that my nickel and dime decks were not really doing as well versus the over-the-top decks or the next level. So I was just like, all right, hold my beer. You want to go over the top? Let's go. Here we are. Anyway, so this is a deck that goes way back for some of our obnoxiousness. When people were going over the top, we would go even more over the top. This was pretty much the top of over the top. But anyways, we've kind of toned it down since. It's a lot milder than it used to be. So, where are we going with this? Well, let's simplify a few things. Ramp, Explore, Growth Spiral, Risen Reef. We're trying to get some more lands in play, whatever means we can. And then we've got mild payoffs, and or I should probably sort these a little better. So then we've got 4 Doomskar for our Wraths. We'll just fit them in when we can. And then Hour of Revelation for overall. This is part of a combo in the deck, but otherwise it's a nice clean answer. We have no problem blowing up all permanents because most of the time when we play our permanents, we expect our opponents to go so crazy towards them that we never expect to untap with them. That's just the way it is. So we have no problem having this card in our deck. It's not really going to do much against us, but it's probably going to destroy their entire infrastructure in most cases. Anyways, after that, a couple random threats. Kenrith the Return King, just a little extra damage, but primarily it's a source of gaining life in the deck. With the amount of mana that we produce, this is our way of getting out of reach of the decks that are trying to damage us. So that's where we're at with that one. Nissa, which is one of the cards that the deck was, well, it was slotted in. At that time, it was like, well, we got a really good over-the-top deck. Let's see what Nissa does to it. And yeah, Nissa's just stupid. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyways, the combo that we have in the deck is she uses her +1 to make a bunch of 3/3s out of your lands. And then you blow up everything that's not a land and swing in. There's nothing there to stop you at that point. You just swing in, like maybe you held off the stuff. Maybe you untapped with your Nissa. Maybe you built up your lands as the time goes, and then you just wham. Yeah, you got nothing left. I'm swinging in for lethal with, multiple lands. It usually is a very crippling blow. So it's a nice combination to have in the deck. I've toned it down since, but it's still really nice to have as just a thing. We have multiple outlets of winning in this deck, as you may guess by the number of one-ofs. Anyways, Mending of Dominaria, that's probably the namesake of the deck here, and probably what I'll put on the title, and you can definitely confirm it. Anyway, Mending deck is all about the value here. So, the first 2 chapters say mill 2 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Our creatures are Kenrith, Hydroid Krasis, and Risen Reef. If the opponent kills your stuff, or we follow up with a Doomskar to clean up the table, like we do that whole I'm attacking in with the Krasis and smack your opponent, and then do the Wrath. Well, guess what our follow-up is? We get the Krasis back with 20 lands in play. I like this deal. Either way, Risen Reef replaces itself, so that's an option. So it's never really a bad thing to have. And Kenrith is also just an insane card on its own. We can activate all modes of Kenrith barely with the World Tree, so that is available there. Just so you know, we can do all of that. Anyways, yep, Krasis, gain life, draw cards. That's the next review. Approach the Second Sun, a pair of those, just in case we're running into those decks that are allergic to permanents on the table. So we just say, okay, fine, we'll just win this way. So we have this alternative approach of approaching a victory. After that, we have some A-Alrund's Epiphanies. They're kind of just medium cards in this deck, to be completely fair. They might just get you an extra combat. That's mostly what they do in here. Is just extra combat, extra funsies. They're still when this is not the powerful card, it's pretty insane. But anyways, yes, has been toned down. This is the toned down version, as Alchemy has given us. Thank you, Alchemy. But yeah, it's the toned down version, so that's where we're at right now. It still functions. We could just take an extra turn if we have a Krasis in play or something like that. There's options. We'll work with it. It's just that flex card. It's like an opt, I guess. A really good opt. Anyways, mana base is just a bunch of stuff. It's not strong in forest for Nissa. It's mild in forest. It has some. So Nissa's not the strongest thing, but she has her advantages. So after that, yeah, World Tree, as I said, we don't have God cards, so that clause is not happening. But 6 or more lands, make sure that our mana is as we please, and makes it extremely easy to do whatever we need to do. And that's the deck. We're just going way over the top of our opponents. Just way, way, way over the top, where if they're not killing us by turn 4, they're probably not killing us. All right, we're in. We are on the play. We got some ramp straight to this, I guess. That'll do. Let's keep it. So I guess based on the sequence of this, we're Dreamroot Cascading into Barkchannel so that we can explore, or Growth Spiral. Our opponent is playing Goblins because reasons. The play queue is not safe today. Let's just put it that way. Play queue is every rank deck. Anyways, Skirk Prospector. So we're going to have to find ourselves a Doomskar. Also, we'll probably need white mana to be completely fair on this one. All right, so our opponent's going to have a interrupt for everything based on this mana. There is our white mana. Let's get this tap land down. There's a second white mana, which means that Wrath possibilities exist now. We can play an additional land this turn, means we can play it on our own timing, so we can play the back half of this without issue. We can play a hard 5 mana and work with the Risen Reef, right? Just get more value. Yeah, let's go with the more value here, because they're going to be allergic to the Risen Reef. They want to do something about that. Hopefully it'll make them take a moment. As so. And then the game decided to lag for a second for some reason. Oh no, it's having trouble holding it together today. That's a World Tree, so I think our mana issues are mostly over. What's the threshold for this? 6 or more lands, so we have mana of any color now. Easily. Keep an eye on what they're doing here. That's a Goblin Chieftain. Putting us to... how much? 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, as it were. I could Krasis for 4 here. It's a nice head start. Continue to get lands. I don't want a Wrath right away. So we'll just throw the rug out from under them. That was not more lands. So we're probably going to hit the Doomskar real soon. I was hoping for a land so we could explore into Doomskar next turn. I don't have to foretell it, but I'm kind of going with the I don't have to foretell it thing. This is a card. That's okay. There's our Explorer, so that gives us... yeah. Let's see if we can find a land while we're here. We're going to, again, throw the rug out from under them. So let's get in for 4. We're dropping a Krasis after we untap. That's pretty huge. The Nissa, we could probably fit in here somewhere too. Anyways, this is enough to make me blow the trigger. That puts them back to 0. Or, 2 mana, so they don't have much. 3 mana, sure. Wily Goblin, yeah. They're working their way up to Amuxus. That's an approach of the second sun we could just fire off now and go into Krasis Town. How many forests do we have in this pile? We have 1 forest? Yeah, we have this 1 forest. This one thing that counts as a forest. This is why Nissa's not a big deal here, but she's kind of okay. Anyways, we send that all down. We get 2, 4, 6 mana. We can do a Krasis for 4 on the backside of it. This'll, this'll get our opponent moving anyway. A-Alrund's Epiphany. Okay, why not? We're just doing all the over-the-top stuff. Every last bit of it. Okay. Goblin Matron. Yeah, I think A-Alrund's Epiphany is probably where we want to be at this point. And just deny them any more turns. They're going with Conspicuous Snoop. They're going to blow the treasure for it? I feel less inclined to Epiphany now. We got a munitions guy on the top. So I'm just going to approach. And then I guess we can start like getting some aggro in this a little bit, right? Yeah, okay. Let's get some aggro up in here. So we'll just send Hinterland Harbor, nondescript land, and we'll just send all this. The key to goblins is once they block, they lose. That's basically how it goes. 2, 4, 5. So not really anything in territory there. We probably want to retain some blockers here. So I'm going to just shock this in and I'm going to set the A-Alrund's Epiphany. Opponent can do their worst next turn, but I think we're mostly okay here. We're 24. They can blow up Nissa all they want. We have an approach in the cooker. We have a really good offense. I think we're okay. We could just kind of pick our fights here. So, one War Chief, one Conspicuous Snoop, and apparently blocking was the one thing they were worried about. Okay, we're on the play. We start with a Risen Reef for the play. Yeah, all right, fine. All of that noise was intended there. So, forest. There. Opponent has no idea what's going on. Oh, but now there's white. Okay. Birth of my lettuce. We've been down this route. Anyways, Risen Reef. Risen Reef reveals not a land, but it does help accelerate us. Okay, opponent's a little defensive. If they are a Solemnity deck, we got that covered. We got that covered in spades. Go ahead. Put that 9 lives down. See what happens. Anyways. Let's get some lands on the table. Let's get some lands on the table. Okay, that and that with that and go. Nice mana tithe. Or Omen of the Sun. What, are they going to drop Mountain now and come after me? What's the deal here? That's not a mountain. Archon of Sun's Grace is not a threat. I think that we're probably blocking and blowing up. Archon is a good enough reason to use a Doomskar. Additionally, we have the Mending of Dominaria to bring back anything we want, so we don't really lose out on value here. So I'm guessing there's a million O-rings in that deck, and so that we'll just get our value Krasis, and that's that. This Hour of Revelation seems important, I would think, with that in mind. So let's grab a Krasis for 4. Again, even if they have Mana Tithe, we get the cast trigger, so who cares? Nifty. So since they play so defensively, we're probably going to win on an approach win here. We got some good foretell cards here. So we can foretell next turn with, tons of O-rings, as I said. No big deal. Yet another land. So I'm going to play Mending, and I'm going to foretell A-Alrund's Epiphany, I think. Grab our Risen Reef. So they're just going to O-ring every card. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Divine Visitation is not a threat. We mill over. we'd get nothing back. We get a Kenrith. That's pretty nifty. Let's double down on the mending. Let's Risen Reef and then double down on the mending. Never mind. Let's just play more Risen Reef. Please. Please. No, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Explorer. Get all this stuff into the graveyard for the mending. So that we can have a lot of cantrips later. Draw more specifically. Starfield Mystic exists. Our Revelation is an absolute blowout for them. So the amount of lands we get back, like we're not getting creatures back currently. We get one land back and it's a temple. So we get a nice scry. Omen of the Sun. It's a card. Pretty sure that this is going to cost nothing soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, one more permanent and our Revelation costs less. One more non-land permanent. Yeah, we don't need an extra land at this point. Although I could have milled it with the Mending of Dominaria. It's totally a possibility. Anyways, Doomskar. Bye-bye, angels. Foretell this, and I guess we've got a growth spiral and pass the turn. Divine Visitation once again. Yeah, we're going to definitely explodify some stuff soon. Especially if they're going to blow all their Divine Visitations. That's real sweet. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 8 Krasis. Draw 4 cards. I don't mind that at all. There. We don't have to discard the hand size with that one lander. Prison Realm once again. So the bonus is that we can, our Revelation, and then immediately Mending of Dominaria to return one of those to our hand. But let's just kind of like threaten to win the game for now. Put one of those in there. Put one of these in here. Put one of these in here. Okay, so we need to draw cards at this point. Another Divine Visitation. Oh yeah, those are angels now. I should probably blow those up. Actually, we've got to be careful with this. So if we play this. If we play this very specifically. So, we blow everything up. We play Mending of Dominaria. Mill 2 cards. Draw. Mill 2 cards. No, because we draw the next turn, then we mill the 2 cards. We have to draw 1 card, which will be growth spiraled. That works. That actually works. Okay, so. Our Revelation. Those guys go, die. We're going to get them back anyway, so it's all well and fun. And pass the turn. So now we're approaching our approach much faster. Okay. Okay, we're in. We're on the draw. I wish that I saw it on the play once in a while, but we're not getting that today. Loot Tree! All right, this one's going in the video whether I win, lose, brick, or mana screw, or anything like that. No matter what, this one's staying in. Loot Tree! Okay, our opponent is playing Highlander. Well, partial Highlander. 60 card Highlander. Let's get that white mana. Let's find another land, please. Thank you. So, Lutri comes in. They get to copy a spell. Nifty. We're going to Risen Reef and get that out of the way. It works. We get another land. We'll play a World Tree as well. And now we just need one more land to have our mana issues solved. Our opponent, playing more Triumphs, and mortifies Risen Reef. It's fine by me. So, from here, I think we might want to get our Foretell on and another Growth Spiral. and kind of sit pretty there. Maybe get a bigger Krasis next turn, follow up with an Approach of the Second Sun. We'll see what our next turn brings. You want to put your loot tree into hand? Maybe that's kind of something you would rather do. Let's see how we're sticking here. Well, they definitely have a response. I mean, it doesn't bother me any. Here's an approach. It's my first approach. Counter it all you want. Into the deck it goes. Oh, that just doubled our chances. So now we have 8 mana down. Hydroid Krasis is going to draw us halfway to that approach easily. Our opponent's oh, they're going to shuffle the deck. Okay, fine. We got a forest. We're good. All right, it's shuffled in. Honden, is that all you got? Please. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll do the 6, and then we'll see where our lands decide to go from there. The 7's not going to matter much. We're not untapping with it anyway. Our opponent. Yeah, once they play Honden I care about, or Song of Creation. But they have to discard their hand after this, right? Yeah. Which leads them to that card, which is not going to do much. I think we're probably going to be going into Nutso territory here. We have all kinds of forests today. So let's get this Nissa down. And let's tap everything that's not a forest. Green, green, you, and you. And that gives us a Nissa. And this gives us an A-Alrund's Epiphany. This gives us one of these. And the spare man is not going to matter here. Anyways, let's swing in for this much. This looks like much. This much. All right. For Doomskar, just put it away. Why not? And from this point, we just kind of hit him with that same song. And Stevens. Well, that definitely did silly, and it did it pretty casual. Just like, yeah, we can play this. Just no big deal. Pretty crazy cards. Yeah, I didn't really point out the land base in this. We are running 28 lands, if you're wondering where we're at on that. We definitely want to be playing our lands every turn and just using Krasis to bounce off of that amount of lands. Sometimes we flood out, and that happens. But otherwise, yeah, like that's a fail state. That can happen. Otherwise, we're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And that stuff is really, really big. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. I'll see you later.